lights, and he says he can hear something, and he wants to get a closer listen to it. And so he after it's the forest lights. You got to stay away. He goes chasing after him. Come back home, and that's I think well shit. He just got lost out in the woods. Nothing. 2 weeks, nothing. His family starts mourning for him, and they start thinking, okay, must have gotten taken, must have been killed by a beast man or a goblin or something. I swear. He kind of looks around conspiratorially and, shot, clinks the glass against the table 3 times, and then drops it down. I swear to Sigmar himself that what I tell you is true. That guy must have been 50 years to the day. Walk outside of that forest one night when I was chopping to turn into charcoal. And he walks out of the woods, and he says to me, he calls my name, going insane. I see him age instantly, those 50 years. Go chasing those lights, my friend. I don't know what they are, but they're not of this. Ain't right.
It's terrible. I'll go ahead and pour an extra shot each. 1, 2, 3.
He says, I don't know. They come and they go. But ever since the chaos came through, they've just been around more recently, and I don't know why. Logging on that side of the river anyways, so...
Well, I'll try to tell anyone who will listen to keep a little bit of distance then.
Yeah, keep it under wraps, okay? Just...
Oh no,
you don't want stupid people chasing after these things. You always get some idiot who thinks, oh, well, I want to know what happened. No, trust me.
Victor's eyes just kind of like wander across the bar a little bit, then wander back.
I've heard the stories that they're connected to something. But I don't want to know what they are.
Oof. You know, don't the elves live on that side of the woods? Not our elves, I mean the other elves. The elves that were always there.
Elves? Yeah, there's elves around the woods somewhere. You'd see Kith bands walk through. You're burning some tree down, but I always seemed like that they never wanted to be found unless they up on you.
Well, if nothing else, I gotta say, very interesting story, if anything else.
Oh, I'm sure that whatever's causing those things is something or demons, who knows, but no doubt.
Oh, may your friend rest in peace.
I see. Drinks to that. Again, knocking on the table 3 times.
Yep, and join him in with it.
Lucky number, friend. If you ever see one of those things, knock 3 times. It'll keep you safe.
I gotcha.
Voldemort will be going to Berthold. To Berthold, not true.
Yes.
Toldy.
My lord.
Before you go forwards, Emmerich.
Yes?
I would actually like to go back in time with you a little bit for something we probably would have done with Mordrin, actually.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You see, we have a mass funeral to do.
Oh.
600 people. Well, 602. 601. No, 604. I forgot. Like 3 people on your side died too. That we have to. I need Mordrin to create a graveyard sizable enough, but also defensible enough that we can create it and not all die to a raid. And then you, as a initiate of Shalia, need to perform funeral rites.
Oh boy. Well,
Oof.
he will. He's not really versed in them, but well.
This would have
He
happened
was-
within the first 2 months, by the way. That's why
Yeah.
I'm bringing it up as a past
Oh.
thing.
Yes, of course. Yeah, he would have tried. Of course, he would have hoped for Priest of More to show up, but sometimes they do.
Not so
sometimes
lucky
they don't.
out here.
Yeah. But yeah, he knows basic. Yeah, everyone knows at least. Half remembered, right? But that's better than nothing.
Mordrin would insist on catacombs, but will, lay off and let us make an above ground graveyard, and we'll just put walls around it.
A mausoleum, then.
Yes.
Garden of More.
Valdemar, can you make a heal check?
Yeah, sure. The one thing I'm supposed to be good at.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Granny's gonna run in, just shoulder you, and
What a
"Get out of
surprise! 14 point that.
Okay.
Uh,
my-" You only got 33. Yikes!
Yeah, I was thinking of
Shit.
that.
Yay! Yeah, I'm an initiate. I had one advancement. I should
You're
not
in
be
over
in
your
this
head.
position. Yeah.
It turns
So-
out, Waldemar, these people are dead.
They're
Oh.
dead, yes, but you managed to get about. There's burying them in a way where they won't spread disease, and you tried your best, but you're also of the opinion, yeah, maybe they should be buried a little bit downwind. People can create quite the stench, and might be, yeah. You did your best, but might be the future.
Well, I should have kept Gustav.
That's okay. It's fine. You even as an initiate, you wrap them in whatever cloth that you can. More advanced ones in states of
In-
decay, you might have to burn.
I'm not an initiate of More. I'm an initiate of Shalia. I don't deal with dead people.
Right.
Well, you do
I
when you
did-
screw up.
Yeah. Fresher corpses versus older ones. So
Yeah.
yeah, you do your best, but Earthold, it's also known that it's a lot of bodies to deal with. So
Yeah, no, I have a named list. I know everybody who's dead.
names were read 600 names.
Oh, I already
The
posted
names
it.
were Robert Paulson.
Oh, I see that joke. Anyway, actually, no, I literally put the list into the Warhammer chat, so it's downloadable. Anybody can see all the names.
Aldrin, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Trade skills do you currently have?
Let me scroll my sheet real quick.
Okay.
Smith and weaponsmith.
So you deal primarily with metal and not stone cutting.
Yes.
Okay. That might be a good place to put a monument somewhere that 600 brave people died for fire against tyranny.
Make it out of metal.
That's you could certainly do that if you wanted to make like a metal slab to make as a marker. You want to pursue that?
All right. I'll need a forge, though.
Well, let's see
Or have we
here.
set that up already, and I just didn't know.
Yeah, you're right. It's still kind of being placed together. So something to pursue in the near future. But at least now, the walls and the food supply are assured. I suppose to every single week you can allocate resources to a certain project. So timer has started. Where would you like your resources to be allocated towards? To building your forge?
Well, can I do that and still help out the town as well? Being
course.
one of the advisors. All right, then yes.
Building a single forge is you can certainly have people to work on it for you. I mean, certainly as being an advisor, that can take precedence. But the good news is that something like that would be valuable for the town.
Well, I mean, as
So-
the master of craft, he has the lion's share of the budget. So
Exactly. So he can, yeah, it's not a question of money. It's just a question of time to get it all set up.
All right, so he'll get to work on his forge, and because we are eventually going to need a militia, maybe other weaponsmiths forges in this area can get to work on.
Well, there'd have to be a survey of skill sets. And I believe that, at least in the general chat, it did get posted at some point. Would you be able to repost that real fast? The character skills?
Who are you addressing that to?
Yeah.
And which people character skills? Like you mean like the
Uh,
4,000-ish
Bane, I
that
mean.
are with us? Okay.
um,
Honestly, the proper answer is probably name a skill, and it's probably there.
Herdsmen, I think there was a large number of them, if I wasn't mistaken. Sorry, and if I'm cutting in and out, it's probably because of my mic.
no, I
No,
just
I'm
gotta
sorry.
get the thing to share. This is such a huge list; it takes forever to load.
That's okay. Well, I will say then, and if from what I'm remembering, there was a large number of tradesmen. So let's see here. You're looking for specifically smiths and weaponsmiths?
Yes.
Okay. So make a trade weaponsmith and a trade regular smith check.
All right.
Man, at least got what 22
Shit.
apprenticed runesmiths.
Wow.
Got like a whole field of bounty hunters.
Dang, okay, yeah. So weaponsmiths are not as you kind of send the word out a little bit, but only like 5 come. Oh yeah, I can totally help with that. But regular like blacksmiths, you're finding them in spades. You can get at least 50. So in order to set up a forge, you've got about 55 trained people working on it. So yeah, within the week it'll be ready to go.
Excellent. And then we'll do like a barn raising thing where, you raise my barn, I'll raise your barn, and I'll help them build their forges so we can get a bunch of people working metal and making tools for the rebuilding.
Okay. So yeah, once a week, a brand new forge or smithy will be able to be constructed and pulled up with that many specialists working on it. Yours is the first to go.
Excellent.
Okay. Anything else that we forgot to do or work on?
Well, Waldem was about to come to me about something.
Yes. My lord. Why did I speak like my lord? I do believe this halfling to maybe, despite his best tension, is going to get your subject killed and afraid. He has money and is promising more money, which is always bad in this situation.
Okay.
Maybe you should reassure your citizens
Of what?
of danger that they face and the safety of village.
I apologize, Sir Waldemar, for my confusion in this matter. You see, I thought that I had appointed you as Chief of Justice. So do these matters not fall under your purview?
Well, I do not believe you are technically breaking any law, any of your laws. There might be instinct unrest, but I do not believe it could be prosecuted in any way.
Then perhaps you should simply keep them under watch.
Very well, my lord.
is under your purview for you to decide. These are matters of law and safety, unless you decide that they fall under matters of martial security, in which I would suggest you take them to Gerhardt.
He rose and back out.
Yes, do you want to have him arrested?
No, but I'll go talk to him.
So,
Hello, sir.
Hello,
John.
it's good to see you, my friend. My good friend Waldemar. Come on, sit down and talk to me. What's going on? Have
That would be
you
alright.
considered the offer to go in, or
I would have
what's happening?
I would have some question.
Of course, my friend. I'm so happy to talk to you. It's not even fair.
Where do you come from, Pretty?
Where
The
do
road
I
at
come
the-
from?
Yes. Road that
Well,
cut
didn't you hear
dangerous.
hear my good friend Victor and I speaking? I, of course, am related to, and he just goes into it. And he's going to attempt to blather at you.
From which town did you come from? Oh my god.
He successfully just keeps talking.
Well,
He kind of he'll say, okay, well, I was passing through, but and then it bizarre foible happened. He just keeps going at it, probably close to an hour, and every single time you try to redirect him, he'll go, okay, well, yeah, my family on this side is from the Moot, but no, I was there for a couple years in my youth, but I wouldn't call that home so much. Power check to stay on topic to see if you can pin him a response down from him.
I hate being level 1. Oh my god.
You've just like he won't shut up.
I mean,
It's like, God.
you are a noble.
He's essentially saying you managed to get a word in out that he was originally from the Moot. You just don't know if he's lived there for very long.
Alright, I will completely ignore him, go to the dwarf.
Okay.
So dwarf.
Pucky looks at you and just says, "Want to look at?"
I have question, I want answers.
What skill would you try to use to get a grumpy character like Pucky? You.
I
Try to- Good cop, bad cop. Do you try to intimidate him, charm him?
There's only one skill I have, and it's a failure.
Like, listen here, buddy. You're gonna tell me exactly what you want to know, and then Pucky
No.
says,
Ugh. Man.
he says, try that again, and I'll pull out your tongue.
Try me.
Sawed-off sack of human garbage. And
Try me,
Botch says,
dwarf.
Pucky, come on, show some manners to our good friend Valdemar. He's part of the ruling council, don't you know? Somebody of very great import. And Pucky goes, "Ugh."
I'm losing my patience.
You sting me with your anger, my good friend. I don't mean to upset you.
Well, you do a very good job of it.
Boy, I'm terribly sorry. He says, what makes you so distraught? Here, can I buy you a drink?
No. What
Well,
do you want?
Or just lawless merchants, or, well,
What
acquirers.
merchant of what? Where are you goods?
Well, I guess treasure hunting types, traders between things, special found, or we're the ones that'll help you find it. We specialize in a lot of things, as a matter of fact.
So you're a tomb robber.
Oh, of course not. We're not robbers. We're not thieves, common brigands. Oh, no, absolutely not. We trade in antiquities and oddities and all sorts of things and artworks. And found I'm the one to help you find it.
What was the last town you were in for this one?
Well, the last town, of course, was horrible. Matter of fact, but I had to leave there for quite some time and all over the place in the woods. I barely made it out with the skin of our teeth with all the beastmen and goblins and demons and all sorts of what's it out there. That reminds me of a
And
story,
yet-
as a matter of fact.
And yet you do want to go back to those same woods.
Well,
Where
if
the
it means,
Namiokas marched not 1 year ago.
well, yes, in so many words, but the rewards of searching out there are certainly large enough to warrant the risk, I tell you that. We don't have to be such angry types toward one another. You don't seem to trust me, Waldemar.
I don't quite get those. I don't quite get how someone could be as stupid as you, sir. I do believe you may have some deficiency. Put it politely.
Oh, he kind of opens his vest pocket, and you see on his very dapper style vest that he is packing a pistol. He says, "This little girl got me out of than once. Tell you that I'm no stranger to the martial arts out there, but I tell you, it's well, shall we say, as being discreet. Finding an antique or widow find a lovely little bauble from her childhood. Why, that just really gets you in the heart. You know, it just really gets you in the heart." Silence.
What are you selling?
What am
No,
I selling? I'm selling opportunity.
no. Physical goods.
Physical goods? Why? Well, there's all sorts of things. Maybe a pretty gemstone, or maybe a tapestry, something fancy for your little temple
Where's,
that you want to build.
where's your cart of merchandise?
Well, my goods are in other cities predominantly. I do have a nice little warehouse in Altdorf, the capital.
Where's your permits?
Right?
Guild trading.
Oh, is it a part of the merchants in trading guild? Well, yes. Let me see. Kind of pats himself down and looks for a piece of paper. Um, it's around here. So, you know what? I think I left it in room upstairs where we keep our traveling equipment. Would you mind if I just
You
go up
never
there
went
and
upstairs. Guards, arrest these two.
Good sir, oh,
You're all under arrest on the suspicion of frauds
vision of fraud.
and civil unrest.
The tavern's not filled with 20 convicts still, is it?
uh,
All
That's a
under his
good
employ,
question.
I believe is what you said.
The Lord Regent is here. If you don't have any guards, I'll be very disappointed.
Well, I mean, this is also the place where you're supposed to come to talk to these convicts or something to get them on the right path, and they're all
Yeah.
laughing at you, so I don't know. It seems like a very
Oh.
bad position.
There are probably five of them, but certainly the lion's share of them are not around. But Bodger does not make any like he's fully cooperative and willing to go along with you. On the other hand, seems a little bit like just he essentially his hands drift towards a blunderbuss. No, 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 Pucky. I'm sure this is just one all large misunderstanding. I'm certain that the individuals here are of good stock and of good character and to hide Dewey, Pucky. And he just goes, you can take them into custody.
Yep. Strip them of all of their possession set the clause. Taken as evidence.
Okay. Far as equipment and stuff goes, Bodger has, let's see here, sets of common clothes, 4 sets of best craftsman clothes. He has a document that's probably 20 pages long and written with elaborate flourishes and language. 4 bottles of colored water, 4 packets of colored powder. They're kind of just trinkets. He does have several jewels and a pouch of 60 crowns.
I'll go. I'll take the jewels and ask Morden if they're the real deal, if they have a guild's mark, if they're that kind of things. And same for the both the water and the
Okay.
porter doesn't bode well for him. He sounds like a
So,
nickel seller.
do you have the evaluate skill?
Yes.
Would be a good one to roll.
And I'll go take the water and porter to Victor.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, these are pretty.
Could you tell me what they are exactly?
Maybe. Would that also be evaluate?
Yes.
Let's do it then. Yay. I sure know what these are. They are...
Well, the liquids, 2 of them are healing poultices, or one of them is a healing draught, and one of them is just colored water. The powder is just colored powder. Chalk.
Bunch of chalk and dust and sand. Well, I guess you could always throw this at someone's eyes. You see, I had a cousin once, actually.
I do
Always
not
carried
want
around
to
a bit
hear
of
about
pocket
this.
sand.
Pocket sand.
Thank you, Victor.
The document does say it is set in legalese. As far as I didn't see. Did you roll evaluate there, Morden?
Oh, I thought that Griff was taking care of that.
I mean, if you can take a look at jewels too, yeah. I mean, that could be great, but I thought it was not his area of expertise.
These are actually. He's got. But they appear to be very expensive stones. To the precious, so probably each one is worth at least 500 crowns.
Yeah, but are they marked by some, like artisan mark their work? So I'm looking for guild marks. Search.
Just seem to be the raw, like, cut stones. Like, they don't have any. They're unmarked, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Suspicious.
As for Pucky, Pucky he has a full set of mail armor, a blunderbuss, a axe and shield, and he also has a set of gem crafting tools and a set of artist's tools.
I guess that explains the gems then.
No, where did he procure them? They don't have any marks. Only criminals use currency like that. But that doesn't prove he's criminal.
Of the tools that he's got, like gem cutting tools, but he also has like the same kind of tools that artistry, essentially. So paints and inks and things like that.
Alright. I'm just gonna let the night pass.
Where do you keep them?
Well, we have a dungeon.
You? Oh, I suppose you do with the keep, yeah. Your
The
room.
city doesn't have some sort of barracks or... courthouse
they-
or jail cells?
I'm sure you could find something. Throw him in a cellar somewhere.
I don't see any reason to bring him all the way to the keep than to be jailed.
I think there more than likely would be a town guard, like a dungeon cell, as well as the old noble's negative reputation. He'd more than likely had torture cells and things like that. So yeah, there's remnants of to put them in. So yeah, you throw them in you lock them up.
Oh, holy shit.
Hmm?
Oh,
Oh, just something I was tossing at Liz. Something amazing.
Clearly, we have to torture them to get more information.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
No question. I was going to ask if I could spend the next day going around town, gossiping to try to have more information from where did these people came from.
Sure. So make a gossip check.
God fucking damn it.
Well, maybe I might be able to make that check.
Sure.
People come in and talk, and I could always go, "Oh yeah, wonderful guy. You've talked to him, right? Did he ever tell you anything? Did you see which way he came in from?" So let's go ahead and gossip it up.
Oh, well, it just
When
so
it comes to
happens.
just chattering with people, I'm rolling great.
Just so happens, when you're traveling through this territory, if you tried to do it by yourself or just the two of them, it would be very, very dangerous. There was actually a small caravan that accompanied one of the food transports, Delbers, and he and that group happened to be a part of that.
Are they
Ah,
still
is the
here?
caravan still in town?
One of the guards is.
Oh, well, here you go then. I'll go
Yeah.
ahead and guide Waldemar over to the guard.
Guard kind of looks at you and says, "Yeah, what's up?"
I would like some information about the halfling and dwarf that came in town today. You were with them, caravan, right?
Huh? Well, the halfling, the one, yeah, he's a right good chap. He just lots of fun stories out of that one, but other halflings, he never tried to pick your pocket or anything. He just tried to tell you. Seems like he was dealing with things that were a little bit too expensive for my blood. The other guy, yeah, leave him alone.
Where did we came from?
Well, the caravan came from Delbers. Um, we go back and forth supplies for this place. As for before that, there was a company that charters these sorts of things. He just showed up maybe, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. This caravan to come came along with.
So you have no idea.
Well, I don't handle all the bookings and stuff like that. That's more the offices in Delbers.
Do we have any birds from to or from Delbert?
And do you have any pigeons available?
Yeah.
You've got certainly Berthold does.
Of course, I'll look up to Waldemar and go, "See, he's an upright and upstanding fellow. See, everything checks out now, doesn't it?"
Were there marks on their weapon as well?
Or what was the question?
Were there marks on their weapons as well?
Most firearms, or a lot of them, are either dwarven crafted or they're made in Nuln.
All right.
And these are from Nuln.
All right.
So let's see. I do have a larger map, and I'm just going to link it to the group here. You'll be able to see entered in our area, but you will be able to see the whole map of the Empire. Linked it there. If you go south of Middenheim, it's further south than Altdorf, and you just keep going way down. It's kind of near the Grey Mountains border with Athelloren. So it's very, very, very far away.
Okay. How long would it take for a bird to go to Debris? From
Burrs,
yeah,
if
yeah.
there's a turnaround time, probably only a couple of days. Or a good turnaround
That's-
time.
till
Too long?
yeah. All right. Uh, hmm. I'm gonna go to Halfling.
Okay.
Cell.
It says, Waldemar, friendly to lock people up like this.
I didn't hear. What did you say?
He said, Waldemar, it's not very nice to lock people up like this.
I'm not here to be nice. I'm here to be prudent.
Well, maybe I should refer to you to Punky then. He's the grumpy one.
You have not been found guilty of anything but public arrest and are trying to sell merchandise without a permit. We will just ask that you leave our town and only come back when you have your permit on you.
How unsightfully rude.
The law is law.
Well, okay then. If I have to go and get some sort of permit, maybe I should talk to, I don't know, Mr. Berthold?
Please do. Do you want me to come, Garen?
I certainly think he might be the sort of customer who might be interested in the ring in the first place, but I
Very
need
well.
some sort of permit, then maybe, yes, he's the one in charge?
He is. I'll go fetch a bottle by saying. Um, excuse me, my lord, but the Halfling requests your presence.
Funny, I thought once this whole siege business was over, I would be the one that would summon people. Instead, it seems I'm being summoned by any random commoner on the streets.
Would you like me to bring him to you?
For what purpose am I being summoned by this person?
He does seems to want to strike a deal with you.
I feel like Berthold would just like lilt his head to the side, confused. Like, I don't remember.
I want to talk to the president right now.
Yeah, so it's something like, he would say something to the lines of, anytime I wanted to talk to whoever was in charge of Middenheim, I had to make appointments and then wait and then see them in their place of business. I keep getting called out to this tavern.
No, I propose to get him to you, or if you refuse, well, we'll eject him from town.
Very well, bring him here then.
Very well. And I'm gonna bring him to Berthold's office.
Well, you would march him
brought,
out of town, and then you would march him to the keep, where he would have to go through multiple walls and then the keep itself.
Yes, Roger and Pucky are brought
No,
to
Smiling Badger,
Roger. Okay.
not Pucky.
So Smile and Bodger, you're met with this very well dressed, kind of dapper looking halfling who says, "Ah, my good Lord Berthold." He bows very, very respectfully and says, it's an honor and a pleasure to finally meet such an august person of your standing. It seems as though I've been detained, or at least perhaps I'm missing some sort of documentation, and so terribly, horribly sorry for this misunderstanding, and was hoping that I might be able to perhaps give a donation to the town to get the documentation I need to stay.
I'm gonna look. I'm assuming that Waldron is here, right?
Yeah,
And I'm gonna look to you and I'm gonna say, what sort of documentation is he missing?
permits, trading guilds, selling highly suspicious merchandise, civil unrest.
Civil unrest, you say? What was he
Yeah.
guilty of doing?
I'm so horribly sorry, my lord. I was simply trying to find people that would be willing to go on an expedition into the woods to find a certain artifact. Meant certainly no harm. I certainly would not think of causing you any ill ire or question to your rule, as if my friend here would have you believe.
I think I'd raise a brow, or Berthold would raise a brow to that. What artifact would that be?
He kind of smiles and says, "Well, I don't know if you've ever heard of the story of the Weeping Elven Maiden." And he regales you, of course, with the story of the elven maid who cried for 30 days after her husband or her fiance was killed, and her tears became silver shards and mist in the woods. But there was her wedding ring made of fine gromrel was rumored to be lost in these woods, and I just happen to think that might be what's causing those strange lights out there.
Because my lord, like elves do get along so well with dwarves that they offer rings to each other.
Well, it just so happens, my young friend, that there was a time many thousands of years ago where the elves and the dwarves actually got along. It's a dreadful, horrible business called the War of the Beard that made them so angry today, but
Is that true?
that is true.
I just rolled, yeah.
War of the Beard is kind of what's the the long war between the elves and the dwarves. But before then, they were actually on good terms, but that was probably 4,000, 5,000 years ago.
And do I know anything about this ring?
Do you have, what sort of skills would you be trying to use? Knowledge history, maybe?
I have common knowledge. This history. That must be a common knowledge I don't have yet. Or an
That's
academic.
An academic skill, yeah.
Yeah, no. Is it demon related?
Sorry, what was the question?
I said, is it demon related?
Demon based?
Does it come up in demonology texts?
Hello?
I say I can't tell if she's considering or if we've lost her.
Yeah, I think we lost her.
Ah, damn it. I was really hoping it was just a really long think.
Yeah, me too, but then I got suspicious. No thinking noises, like,
All right. Since they're gone, I'm gonna pick up GMing from this point. All right, everyone, you go out into the woods. You find 50 pieces of gold each.
Woot!
Great.
Marking it down.
Thank you.
Wait a second, though. I have the entire resources of a kingdom. I don't need that right now.
I killed the last thing.
The halfling explodes into confetti.
He was a
Excuse that.
pinata this whole time.
He was a mutant pinata.
He was a mutant demon pinata. No, I
Code
want
name
an-
Viva Pinata.
No, I want a nuggling pinata.
But yeah, no, most of my knowledge skills are 74 and above, so I figure if I have a chance to know something, I'll know it.
Oh yeah.
Is that any language I know is at 94, so at the moment that's only regular speak and dwarf, but any language I pick up automatically starts at 94.
I'm still a big dummy. What's the highest like I got for like knowledge?
Oh yeah, no, I have a whole
Literally just halflings.
I have a whole list of knowledge skills I plan to pick up before I'm done with my current career.
Gustav, come back to me.
Let's see, what am I gonna? I'm looking at academic knowledges in religion, magic, science. Common knowledges in Border Princes, Estalia, Kislev, Norsica. Speak languages in Dark Tongue, Goblin Tongue, and Grumbarth. Well, I think it'd be good to be able to negotiate with the bad guys around us. Apparently, Speak Arcane Language Demonic is still on my list, even though I'm sure I already have it. No, I don't. No, I've got Speak Arcane Language Magic, because you need that to cast spells.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you need to speak arcane language.
Well, yeah, Speak Arcane Language Magic is...
Yeah.
Well, it's Speak Arcane Language, and then there's Demonic Magic, and I think there's one more that falls under that, too.
Dwarf and elf.
No, Speak Arcane Language.
Yeah, speak arcane language, elvish, demon, magic, and dwarf.
Okay, well, I don't have it open right now, but I know that there's... I thought there was only 3, but whatever.
Now the one for dwarf for rune space.
I've got arcane knowledge. I'm saying academic knowledge. Demonology was the last one I picked up. So I know demons hit for 74%. Right up there with my law. I know about as much about demons as I do the law. I just think it's funny that you're my advisors, but at the same time, I pretty much know as much about everything as all of you do, which is why I'm really trying. You do these things, Emmerich. I don't want to step on your toes every step of the way. I don't want to be that guy.
I can't everything. I just have one advancement. I'm a baby boy.
Well, it's like you go into a place and you start badly negotiating, and it's like I'm looking at my thing. And it's like I've got 74 to 84 in charm, intimidate, all these things. I could just back you up, but no. I don't want to be, like, stamping down on every scene all over the place. So you guys just keep coming back to me with stuff, and I'll input here and there, but...
Yeah, I'm the most inadequate counselor I've
Everybody in every step of statecraft has failed on every roll. It's only when you guys go off to do your own thing that you start passing rolls.
No, I haven't passed the rolls, like, for a while now.
Hey, I failed every knowledge check until this one. And like I said, I've got them all at 74 plus, so it's a snack to fail that.
Oh gosh.
And the fact that I've not gotten a single fate point because I don't like fate points means I've got no rerolls.
I can understand that.
Well, I've gotten the trade-off. Instead of getting fate points, when you guys got fate points, I had rolls on chaos stuff.
Ah, I see.
So, you know, chance to become a chaos spawn, instant
always,
death.
Yeah, it's always like you die. Oh, all right.
Well, what I was doing there was I was sacrificing followers.
Yeah.
Not the cultists, because that would be cheap.
The very special ones that actually matter.
Yeah, because it would be cheap to sacrifice cultists that just suddenly joined me. I was sacrificing the rewards I got from other roles called the retinue.
I guess of important note, there has been like a consecutive 4 months where you haven't mutated.
Well, yeah, because there's actually 2 months now, so it's a chance. And since I still don't know the number of maximum mutations I can have before Berthold turns into a chaos spawn, it's increasingly becoming a bigger and bigger risk to make those rolls.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though.
I told Liz what I thought your limit probably is from what I remember.
Well,
But it's still up to her at this point, so it's going to be a mystery to me, too.
The thing is that it's based on my toughness, plus a random roll that you made once I became a mutant.
And the random roll is what you're on now, at the very least.
Well, yeah, because my toughness went up because of one of my mutations. I guess it doesn't matter. I can share with you guys if you want to know what my mutations are.
I know I've seen them.
Right, I guess I'm really just talking to Emmerich and Arkloyd.
I think our code is AFK.
And it doesn't sound like you care, so.
No, I do. I remember you have an illusion, right?
Yeah, that was my
Normalcy.
very first mutation, which by itself seemed pointless, but
Y-
it's the one that's
Yeah, no,
saved
it's
me the whole
so
time.
good.
Yeah, illusion of
Yeah.
normalcy. Unless you engaged me in melee combat, I looked like a normal person.
Yeah.
My second one was massive intellect, which increased me by 2d10% intelligence.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I rolled basically middle 10. I got a 10 on... Not,
Oh, still good.
yeah, I mean, that's like rolled 5 on both dice, so, you know. Multiplication. I can separate myself into d10 smaller duplicates of myself.
Oh no.
I can turn invisible.
My god.
One of those two. One of those is a half action to do, and the other one's a full action. So you don't want to do both at the same time. And also, one of them hurts me by one hit point every turn I stay in it. I have suckers, which is why I've never shaken hands with anybody.
Oh no.
Gives me a plus 20% to scale zero surfaces, though. But yeah, that's the reason why I'm always curtsying and never shaking anybody's hand, because I felt like that would be a giveaway, even if I was wearing gloves. I just
Yeah.
don't want to do it.
You have a strong grip.
I
Yes,
have
you do.
static duplication, which means when I die, one of those little demon things pops out of my corpse and just tries to kill anybody that hurt
Oh
me.
my god, how many mutations do you have?
What's it? Total, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh my. Oh my god.
But I have a toughness of 66, which means only 3 of those go into the
Still.
yeah, because it's a D10 plus your toughness bonus, which means if Griffin rolled a D4 on that, or if he rolled a 4 on that random roll, the next mutation turns me into a chaos spawn. But it's
Oh my God.
random number, so I'm literally in the danger zone from here on out.
Don't you got to turn into a demon prince at some point, or do you need a special?
No, that's a 1. You roll a 1 on the chaos thing.
Oh.
And then you have a chance based on the number of mutations you have plus chaos rewards. Actually, I think that might be on the chaos boons thing.
Oh yeah, maybe.
The next one I have is metal body, which was why Gustav was such a threat. That's why I was prepping for your death this entire time, because I figured if anyone was going to try and kill me, it'd be Gustav.
Oh yeah. And
So-
lightning. Oh.
Yeah, well, I also figure I can also, like, cut off my fingernails and turn other people into mutants. I have a spiked tail. Well, I mean, I'm not a melee attacker. Even through the fact that a melee attack would reduce my illusion of normalcy. By the way, that would only reduces my illusion of normalcy to the person fighting me. To everybody else, I'm
Oh
still
my
seem
God.
normal. But something, I forget which mutation, reduced my weapon skill and ballistic skill by -13.
Oof.
So I have like a 19% chance to hit anybody, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to do that.
I love mutation. Again.
The same things, though, increased my strength up to plus 25 and my toughness up by plus 34.
Oh nice.
Yeah. And my last one is corrosive vomit.
Ah.
So I can vomit at you like a troll can.
You.
Oddly enough, isn't really that threatening after I finally got around to using one.
Well,
Yeah.
because it missed.
Yeah.
Or
That's the
no,
big
it
thing.
didn't. Actually,
It was
no.
a big misser.
It killed somebody, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because it
it's,
ate away at their armor.
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know
that's the good part of it.
Oh yeah, that the corrosive vomit's one of the things that increased my toughness because it also gives plus D10% to your toughness characteristic. And apparently I rolled a 9. I made a note on most of these things what I rolled after I rolled them. Spiked tail gave me nothing.
Oh my god, you're gonna get spawned so quick.
Well, the thing is that do my cult thing, my careers, I have inured to chaos. If you have a mutation, you have a plus 10% bonus to tests made to resist additional mutations, but I also have controlled corruption. Sorry, it's taking a lot to go. When determining the nature and kind of mutation you gain, roll twice. You may choose to gain either mutation. However, you take a minus 10% penalty to all tests made to resist gaining a new mutation. Which I was always confused by when I read it. It says roll twice, and you may choose to gain either mutation. Doesn't that mean that I could then choose to gain neither mutation? And that it's completely up to me whether to mutate?
No, I think it's like you have to choose one, right?
It says you may choose to gain either mutation. I may choose to gain either, which means I could choose neither. It's one of those weird wording.
Like if you fail the toughness check, you're mutating, and that just comes down to the end of it.
Well, then, these might be your only chances to interact with Berthold.
Yeah.
I don't know what the D10 roll was. I never saw it. I think Griffin rolled it offside of roll 20.
Mm-hmm. Just to keep it totally secret.
For all I know, he rolled a 10, and I've got 6 more mutations I could
you could
take.
be dead by the next mutation anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could still be in the safe zone and then just roll Chaos Spawn. Well, then, actually, though, it seems unlikely because I can roll twice and choose one.
Yeah,
I'd have to roll Chaos Spawn twice, which, by the way, wouldn't be the first time that I would have rolled the same mutation twice. That's why I've had to sacrifice my retinue for it before. I've gotten some pretty bad ones that I've had to go back and say, no.
Next time mutation, no. Very, like it's very exciting. It's like lottery. Only horrible one.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. I mean, I've super been hoping to get that Demon Prince one.
Yeah. It's just a game over for everyone.
Well, no, I mean, it says maybe don't let your player be the Demon Prince, and then give them all these bonuses for the next time they start the game as a new character. But it also says, in case you do, here's the stat block for a Demon Prince. It's like it wouldn't change me any. It wouldn't change my gameplay any. I'd still be the hidden guy behind the scenes doing stuff thing.
You would just end up being a permanent demon on the mortal plane, and that probably makes everyone in the Empire angry.
Well, yeah, but they'd have to find me out.
Exactly.
I mean, I've been reading about some of the Chaos Lords. What's the one? I'm literally on Egrim van Horstman right now. The shame of the what was it, the White Magisters?
Yeah.
Just the one who also has a Chaos Dragon as his mount.
Ooh.
Yeah, Engrim van Horstman, the greatest arcane trader in history.
I'm getting super sleepy for some.
This is the usual time you end up getting sleepy.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I took my meds too early.
Right now, I'm just realizing that I need to get all of the skills to advance, so I'm going back through all of Victor's advancements and trying to figure out, did he actually get everything he needed?
What do you mean, all of his skills?
In order to advance, you also have to take all the skills, it says.
No, you don't.
We've covered this like 100 times.
Yeah! You only have to get the trappings of the next career.
However, if you want to backwards advance, you have to get everything. Which means that if you wanted to have taken an exit from your first career after you've already gone 3 careers ahead, you had to have gotten all the skills and talents from the first career.
Yep.
Right. I mean, what I'm looking at here is just like, it says like second career. From now on, you must pay for all listed skills and talents as well as finishing your advanced skill.
Yeah, If you want
I
to
mean,
have
does
them.
that mean I just have to possess the skill, or that I have to constantly advance
Look,
it?
I don't remember the specifics. I just remember we've gone over it 100 times, and we all
Yeah.
agreed at the end of every 100 times that
Every time, yeah. It's like, no, you don't, like, if you want to get the...
if you want to progress from career 1 to career 2, you just need the trappings. If you want to progress from career 3 back to an exit from career 1, you have to have all the trappings and skills in career 1. Completing a career means that you can take those exits at any time. You can only take the exits from the current career you have if you have the trappings for it.
Hmm.
So it's like having a save point, basically, for your careers. Taking
Yeah.
all the skills and talents is like having a save point that you can go back to and exit from. Otherwise, you're free to advance on anything you have the trappings for. That's an exit to your current career.
Which is why
Okay.
Gustav never, like, since I wasn't going to branch off, I never did completely finish any of the
Yeah, but every career advancement you had all had the same skills anyway, so
Yep, that's why.
it's kind of cheating in that respect.
I think I mostly ended up filling out all of his stuff anyway, except like his current career. That's the way it's looking right now.
I mean, in
So
the
I
end,
did actually go back and like decide I want to advance all the skills so that he's really skillful.
in the end, I mean, I had less skills and
I
percentage in
guess-
my main characters.
I mean,
I
currently,
guess also it's problematic that he can't necessarily get out of where he is right now as innkeeper to merchant until he also has a townhouse and also has a warehouse and also has
Yeah.
1,000 gold worth of stuff.
you're a noble now. You can figure that shit out.
I know I am a noble, but I still
we
have to
can
end up acquiring them.
we can make tunnels from shit.
Literally,
No.
just one of the next meetings, bring up that you need it, and what is it? Just like a writ of ownership
Oh,
has
yeah.
to be made. The 1,000 gold is the only real problem because you gotta negotiate the treasury, which we haven't set in stone yet.
Yup.
I mean,
So it basically
I
just
can-
requires work as well.
We can confiscate all the changelings merchandise and bam, you have them.
But yeah, no, I'm currently trying to finish off my my current career in case I ever want to go like Chaos Warrior or Maledictor or whatever. Because after that, my current plan is just normal, nobility stuff. Because at current, I think, let's see, I'm just checking my sheet here. My current end is at ambassador. Courtier, noble lord to ambassador.
I think I'll go like initiate priest, no to priest, and maybe now I can go war priest. Yes, yeah, I agree. Not allowed to because Shelia doesn't like war.
Yeah, I don't like killing people. I would rather negotiate with all those beastmen and goblins and everything. That's why I'm taking those languages. It's just, you can't do that in front of people, and it's really hard for me to sneak away. You guys don't even know how great I am at poisoning. I'm serious, I have prepared poison trained 74. I could have killed anybody by now, but I've tried my damnedest not to do stuff.
Right, at least in terms of like tactics, a gentler hand probably keeps you alive longer. Once people start dying suspiciously around you, it's like people go up.
Though there are plenty
going
of
on.
undetectable poisons, and the book even suggests you mix poisons together. So in case
Well,
somebody,
It's not whether or not
Yeah.
the poison's detectable, it's that people die who are associated with you.
yeah, but if I'm only doing it like
That is what's
once
suspicious.
a
That
year,
people find out that it's an undetectable poison.
Once a year, if someone look into it, it's gonna be weird, but not overly weird.
well, no, I mean there's plenty of
It's-
poisons that also just break. There's plenty of poison. Realize I was talking to the program that won't let me talk out loud. There's plenty of poisons that just break down real quickly, and poisons that you just eat and are undetectable, and they just have like normal effects on you. It's the whole book on poisons is very in depth. It's just I have the ability, I have the the want,
We have
I-
the technology.
lack the means. Well, no, I have the means too. I just don't want to get caught.
Yeah.
That's why I have all these powers. I just don't want to use them because it'll ruin everything. As I said, I have those deals still with the orcs that are up in the north.
Hey, Yumi, We hear you play Blood Bowl.
Yeah,
Where is it?
they've got a team.
You got to the count of 3 to get your team out here. 1. Another 1. Hey, what comes after that?
1. Anyway,
1.
all these chaos forces are all over the place, and it feels like I should really be able to negotiate with them. But again, I can't. Not in front of people. So I tried to send Alice and crew out, because maybe they can negotiate in my behest.
Yeah, it's hard to negotiate with Chaos, even if you're Chaos.
Well, I mean, as the current leader of the Purple Hand.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
best...
considering that Middenheim's kind of has gotten fucked up multiple times in a row.
Yeah.
Right, and their leadership is dead now.
Mm-hmm.
And then most of their Purple Hand came with us, because they were part of my cult anyway. Because my cult is the one that did not participate. Well, they participated in that they poisoned a bunch of people. Well, not poisoned, they mutated a bunch of people. But they didn't join the fight. Well, you remember the people that were handing out food to the refugees that were hungry were just passing out mutations left and right. Like Warcraft 3. The cultists that were handing out the poisoned food. I'm doing my best to stay on the down low, even though I'm now in charge.
How long has it been since she was?
5 minutes, maybe up to 10. I don't know. I forget exactly when.
Actually, it's been like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're having fun, though. Well, I said...
I'm losing all perception of time.
I said at 4:41, can't hear you talking, and then you said be right back 3 minutes after that. And it is now 5:04, my time anyway. So that's like 20 minutes. 23 minutes.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I guess we could always just wrap up here for now.
It's up to you.
And then try to remember what we were doing with this guy. Because, I mean, clearly, you give Berthold the hook of artifact. Berthold, I mean, he's got the sword that throws fireballs. He's going to be interested in some sort of artifact stuff. It might be complete bullshit, but also I don't see about throwing the book at a guy who just lacked a permit.
The guy is a con man.
Right, but I was pulling the whole don't pay that much attention thing, because when it comes back to you, you have to figure things out based on what you know, not what you've been hearing this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he might be a con man, but you are also Chief Justice, so I don't know why you bring in a con man to the guy in charge.
Because he kind of wants some support, like.
I think what you need to do, Emmerich, is come up with some NPCs. Like a bailiff. Now, I'm using the word bailiff in common judge terms, not bailiff in Warhammer terms. Like some bailiffs, some key watchmen, that sort of thing.
I could become a bailiff, but
not, like I said, not that kind of bailiff. I mean like a court bailiff. Some judges maybe underneath you to carry out law. That way you can bring them to the people that should be like directly underneath you. You rarely ever want to pass the buck up. Because if you pass the buck up, bad things come on you. I mean, I love being included, don't get me wrong. But like I said, I don't want to be stomping all over what should be your scenes.
It's fine, really. I'm not built for anything at the moment. I'm fresh out of the character sheet.
Right, yeah, but you gotta develop yourself. You gotta find the things that you need to redevelop yourself around. Like, I'm not trying to control your character by saying, you're Chief Justice, do justice stuff. I'm just saying...
Yeah.
Do justice stuff. Hey man, you could have been the lore keeper. The wisdom giver.
I'm not the priest of Verna. I just want to be nice and nice. I just want to heal people.
Right, I know. Bring all the ex-convicts to the inn and just talk to them.
There
Yes.
are like 50 other initiates in the area.
Really?
At least according to like the random roll off of Theta's side of stuff.
Well, that's only half, though, because I didn't include the 2,000 people, or what, 1,500 people you
Right.
guys brought, too.
Assuming like a even distribution here, or at least like a similar one, because there's thousands and there's only like less than 100 careers. Given the way it's weighted, there might be like somewhere around like 100 people worshipping and handling stuff around you.
Well, it's not weighted, though. I mean, remember, these people were all refugees, so it's just random collections of survivors from other places.
Oh, right. What I mean is the way the table is originally weighted, i.e., this is as like base random as it gets.
Right.
It's
So
they're
if
like,
there are more initiates, it's because they're weighted more on the original table.
they're like more than 1,000 of tiny regional gods and venerated
Yeah,
ancestors.
there's regional gods. There's the Shrine of the Emperor there. You're there now, pushing things, so that's a really big incentive.
Blasphemy! The Emperor is not a god.
There is a.
Sigma was a god.
I mean,
Not
that's
the
just what it says, like in the information. Like, there's a small shrine to the Emperor there because he pitched his tent there once and then left.
Well,
No,
I mean,
Sigma.
as the Chief Justice, I mean, it is up to you to create the law. If you want to create religious law in the territory, I mean, the only one that could stop you would be me, and I don't really seem to care.
Yeah, but I don't want to because I do have a religious hierarchy.
Mhm.
I'm not going to stir some shit up because
Right. Maybe what you could do is like write down what like your set of specific laws are. Like you obviously have like the common law where it's like don't murder people, don't chop off their limbs, please
The
don't
only
start
law-
fights,
the
don't
only
take their
law-
stuff.
the only law in Vigor is I am the law.
Well, I mean, like having like a list
Yeah.
might help you like in understanding how you want to proceed with a lot of stuff.
No, sure.
Those are longbows. They're firing from 200 feet away. Their
Whereas
kill
I guess-
distance is only 120 feet. You're completely safe. Stand down!
Whereas I'm not actually sure like what I'm necessarily able to do here with like the trade minister stuff. Like I could probably just like wave my hands and go trade expedition, and that seems to be the extent of it. I don't like have possible underlings. I
Matters
don't
of
think.
trade, VATs, tariffs, levies, anything in matter to trade, man. Look up what an actual trade
Like,
department
if a
does.
caravan comes through, which one apparently did because of this character being here. So
Does-
that would be
I
something
I mean, does
that-
it involve anything being sold, bought, traded? That's
Mhm.
your purview, man.
Yeah, if Berthold says like, "Hey, we need something," or if like the town says we need something, I should try to procure it.
Or you should decide ahead of time on your own. It's your purview.
hmm
Really, it's between you guys to decide what your purviews actually fall under. Like,
Right.
I could see...
I could force a purchase, but I don't have like a set of people by defined default. I think I'd have to create that, which is part of being a merchant. I think so.
Right.
That worked.
And I could see Emmerich... I'm sorry, I could see I could see Waldemar and Gerhardt getting into arguments where does his militiaman's responsibilities start and end versus where a watchman's responsibilities start and end. Does a militiaman stop a fight in a bar house, or is that just assault? There's a lot of overlap between y'all's positions.
I think it's gonna delay not delay shit. Discharge his responsibilities onto underlings because as his temple progresses, because when you're a priest of Sharia, you don't really have much time for politics. In general.
Well, thankfully, you're not part of the politics structure. You're part of the law structure.
Yeah, still don't have much time for that.
Yeah. I probably want to like think of like how many guards I might want just for like trade purposes. How many people I want to like just scribe stuff down for the town. Bean counters and all that.
Yeah, this is a whole...
We apparently have like a large supply of dilettantes, so
This is a whole developing government system we've got here. You guys have to work out the kinks and then, or live in the kinks, rather. You know, figure out the problems, flesh them out in a roleplay sense, so we can, encounter said problems. I want you
Until-
I
guys
guess one of
to.
the things I probably want to throw at Alexa is like, hey, what things do the townspeople say that they need?
More
Until
homes.
all kings turn into a chaos spawn.
Mhm.
Then we fucked.
Or he just stays hidden in a room and you pretend he's still around making decisions so that you guys can stay in authority. Berthold's fine. No one sees the king. Or no one sees the graph. No, nobody not know how. Which is a Voss joke.
We'll like open it up like 20 years later. There's just Berthold's skeleton on the throne. It's like, oh,
Or he's just the wall monster. Because he's chaos spawned into the wall.
oh gosh, yeah.
Come see the throne room. Where's the king? He is the throne room.
I think, like, I don't know if she's gonna come back. So maybe I should. I don't know. Should we wrap up?
I think so. I need to probably get some food before the next session.
Well,
So I think I'll go do that, and you can get some sleep, and everything will be fine. I think.
see you like maybe next week.
Yeah,
I don't
we'll
know.
see what happens with that one.
I'll, as soon as I
Mhm.
know, I'll text you.
Okay.
Have a nice week and
You guys
or
too.
month if I don't yet. See ya.
ya.